welcome back. So today's going to be a story time, something that happened to me while I was in high school. Basically, what is making me want to make this video is I came across this post on Facebook, and it was a screenshot of a Tumblr post, and it was basically talking about this girl who did like the social experiment. She was like a straight A student, a lot of people liked her, this, that, and the other. She decided to tell people that she was pregnant to see how they would react, and she got a lot of negative reactions from people who previously liked her, simply on the basis that she got pregnant. One thing that you most likely don't know about me is I did get pregnant in high school. I was 16 and had my daughter when I was 17. And this Tumblr post prompted me to write a post on Facebook talking about how I was almost sabotaged into not graduating high school, and I believe it's because I was being targeted by the counselor who was supposed to be there to help me. She knew that I was a teen mom, and she didn't like me just for that fact. So anyway, before I get ahead of myself, I'm just going to start from the beginning. So I met my counselor at school after an event that had happened between me and my daughter's dad. Long story short, we got into a fight at school. I was really upset with him, and I went to class bawling because I was so upset. And my teacher said, "Listen, you don't need to be in class today. Go talk to your counselor. I'll just give you your homework later." So I go to the counselor and I start confiding in her what had happened between me and my daughter's dad. And I could tell that she wasn't having it. She didn't seem interested in wanting to help me with my problem. She didn't really acknowledge how I was feeling, that I was upset and frustrated. All I really remember her saying is that I can't be yelling at people at school and I need to leave him alone. It didn't make me feel better. It didn't help solve my problem. There wasn't even any like, "Oh, that seems so frustrating. I'm so sorry you're going through that." It was all very much not taking my side. And from that moment on, I could tell she didn't like me. So I tried to not go to her office if I could help it. Fast forward, like, I don't know, a couple months later, I was falling behind in school because, as I stated, I was a teen mom. And being a mom in and of itself is one of the most difficult things you can do, but tie that into being 18, being, you know, a single teen mom. I had my family to help, but I had little to no help from my daughter's dad. So I was falling behind really badly in school, and I had told my dad, my stepmom, like, "Guys, I can't do this. I can't keep up. I don't know what to do." And my dad said, "You need to go talk to your counselor, and you need to figure out if there's any other options to finish school because you're not dropping out." And I was like, "All right, I'll do it tomorrow." So I make an appointment with her. I go meet with her before school started, and I basically gave her a rundown of my situation. I asked her, "Is there any other program I can do? Is there any other school around here that I can transfer to that will help me a little more?" She said no. And I said, "Well, maybe is there anything at the community college I can go to and I can finish school there?" And she straight up told me no, there's nothing that I can do, that I either needed to buckle down or just drop out. And I said, "All right, then, thank you." And I leave the office like about ready to bawl because it was my senior year. I needed to finish high school. And at that moment, I thought I had no other option, so I didn't know what to do. Luckily for me, though, I did have a teacher that did have my back, and she knew a little of my situation. So I went to go talk to her, and I said, "Hey, I talked to so-and-so this morning, and she basically told me there's nothing I can do, so I think I have to drop out of school." And she said, "She told you there's nothing you can do?" And I said, "Yeah, I asked her this, and this," and she said, "There's nothing." And she told me straight up that that was a lie. she told me that there was a program at the community college that is made specifically for, you know, people like me who can't go to conventional high school. And she was very visibly angry that my counselor had straight up lied to my face multiple times when I had asked her such specific questions that she blatantly lied to me. So my teacher like completely had my back, and she's like, I'll make some phone calls, I'll get you in contact with somebody, we will get you in over there. So later that week I get called back into my counselor's office, and she straight up asked me, she was like, how did you hear about this program? And I told her I googled it. I looked it up online and it popped up on the LCCC website. Like, she was grilling me like I had done something wrong, and all she said was, okay, you can go back to class. Like, she pulled me out of class to ask me that, treating me as if I had done something wrong, and I truly don't understand that. So long story short, I was able to transfer over to the community college in my town, and that's how I was able to finish high school. And luckily for me, I was able to graduate on time. Like, if it wasn't for that program, there's no way I would have graduated. So despite her efforts to sabotage me, I still had people that had my back and that were looking out for me and that wanted to see me succeed, because they all collectively knew of my situation. They knew of what I was dealing with. They knew of what it was like doing to me mentally and all this stuff, and they wanted to help me. She, to this day, is the only person in my life who was trying to sabotage me, who was trying to keep me from achieving, and I truly don't understand why. I suspect it is because she knew I was a teen mom, and she just didn't like me for that fact. So fast forward to graduation, I go back to my old high school because I had to go there to pick up my cap and gown, and when I do that, they tell me I don't have enough credits, and I'm like, well, that's wrong. I do have enough credits. They told me that at LCCC. And they're like, you need to talk to so-and-so. So I talked to, I don't know, some other chick in the office, and she's like, yeah, you're like 7 credits short, so we can't give you your cap and gown. So when she tells me that, I'm devastated. Like, I worked so hard and did so much during my senior year just to not be able to graduate and be able to celebrate the fact that I had finished high school. So I immediately go and find the teacher who had initially helped me at the beginning of the year, and I told her the situation, and she, like, her entire demeanor just changed. Like, she got so pissed off, and she's like, we're going back to the office. So I follow her back, and it's the chick who had told me that I didn't have enough credits to graduate and my lovely counselor. And they were sitting at her desk just talking, chatting, and my teacher, my old teacher, you know, busts up in there, and she's like, what is this that she doesn't have enough credits to graduate? And I mean, she's fuming, you know, and the counselor, one of the ladies, tells her to calm down, and she's like, no, you need to check again. She has enough credits. And the chick was like, okay, we'll check again, but you need to calm down. So my teacher turns around and walks out, and she's angry, I'm angry. She turns to me and says, you know, she does this all the time. She does things like this. And we go back into the office, and what do you know? My credits magically appear. And by this time I was on a deadline. I had to get my cap and gown by a certain time that day, and that wasted a good chunk of my time, you know. So once my credits were magically showing, they told me to go get my cap and gown. But there was no congratulations from the chick in the office or from my counselor. It was just, go get your cap and gown. It was very much like they were reluctant to say that to me. Like, it brought them physical pain to see me not failing. And the chick in the office, I had never met her. Like, I went to that school for like 3 years, and I had never met her. So she had like this vendetta against me, these preconceived notions that were probably told to her by my counselor. So anyway, graduation comes around, and who would you know, the counselor is working graduation. And I knew it brought her so much pain to watch me be there, to watch me walk the stage, to watch me get my diploma, because the entire time I was there, I looked at her plenty. She would not look at me. She would not look in my direction. Nothing. She never said congratulations. Nothing. And oddly enough, the next year when my youngest stepsister graduated, I went with her to the high school to go get her honor cord, I think. And my old counselor was there giving out the awards. And me and my stepsister are standing there, and I'm looking right at her. I kind of got like this cocky, you know, demeanor about me and stuff, and the counselor still would not look at me. I was standing directly next to my stepsister. She would not look at me. She looks like I can tell she's trying really hard to only look at my stepsister and not glance over at me. And she goes, hands my stepsister her honor cord and says, "Congratulations." Okay. And of course I'm happy for my stepsister, but like it's like in that moment that just confirmed the feelings that I had about her and my inklings, even though it was blatantly obvious that she just did not like me. Not once did I hear from her a congratulations or a good job or any affirmative statements. Anything that had to do with me succeeding was met with reluctance. Anytime she was breaking bad news to me, it was incredibly condescending. I went on my old high school's website to see if she still worked there. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to look at the staff directory. I don't know why, so I can't confirm if she works there currently. I really hope not. I truly don't understand what she would have gained from me failing. Who am I? Why is my failure so significant to your life? What purpose did that serve? Did you really go home at the end of the day and feel good about yourself when you thought that I was gonna fail? I'm just thankful that I had people who truly had my back and were really rooting for me to succeed and wanted to see me succeed and didn't have these weird vendettas against me simply because I was a teen mom. So now, you know, 4 years later, it still just makes me incredibly sick to think about the whole situation. I still don't understand. Like, I understand not liking somebody, but to really make an effort to sabotage them, to find a way to make them fail, I just don't understand that. I had not done anything to her. The only time I had ever gone to her was for help, and she gave me none. If anything, she was a hindrance. And I truly don't understand why people like that get into these professions. If that is your mindset, and if you are targeting kids in that way and really setting them up to fail, you need to find a new goddamn job. I in no way deserved that treatment. It really makes me wonder how far she was willing to take it, and really what else she would have done if I didn't have people at that school looking out for me. But I suppose for what it's worth, I forgive her, even though I'm sure she's not sorry, and she probably will never be sorry. I've grown a lot since being in high school. I've grown a lot since I graduated. Part of the reason for making this video was just to kind of vent and get it out and talk about it so I can close that part of my life and move on, because despite people's efforts to hinder me, I still succeeded, and I'm continuing to succeed. And I am in a good place in my life now that I would not be in if it were not for the people who are looking out for me, teachers, friends, family, all of them. I truly hope she somehow found happiness. I don't think that somebody who tries to sabotage teenagers from graduating and having a bright future is a truly happy person on the inside. I hope she is happy and she has found happiness because I have. There's no reason at this point for me to continue being mad and upset about it because it doesn't serve a constructive purpose. It just drains my energy. Like, talking about this makes me sad, it makes me tired, and I don't want to continue to give my energy to a person in a situation that doesn't serve a good purpose in my life. So I don't think there's anything really left to say about the situation that hasn't already been said, so I'm going to end the video now. Thank you for listening to my rant. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.